Well, you're looking at pictures of a 1973 owner-restored Dodge Charger B-body R3. It's got the 340 4-barrel Magnum block, 4-speed transmission, Hurst shifter. It was purchased in 1995. They restored it in 1996. Said they only invested $4,000 of their own money into it, but 1,204 hours of labor into this car. It's got the slapstick hearse in there. What a nice car. And once again, it's been restored by the owner. This is big labor of love if you saw the pictures of how this baby started. There's so many cars out here today, Steve and I aren't going to be able to get to them all, but here's a real nice row of classic collector cars. But we want to thank the sponsors of the 22nd Annual Westlake Village Car Show, LCA Promotions, Ventura County Star, Roy's Towing, Platinum Party Rentals, Kelly Paper, Waste Management, Fishman Insurance, Art Publicity Promotion, and Country Ride for letting us use their facility. When I was 16, I remember the sheriffs where I lived would always pull you over and get their measuring tape out to see how far your wheels stuck out past the fenders. I guess you get a pass when you're driving a 32 Roadster like this. Dual superchargers under the hood, big block, open headers. This thing looks like a lot of fun to take down the road. Well, I don't know how hard it was to get this collection of original 1931 Chevrolet tools, but the owner here, Roger, is all the way down from Alaska with this car. Roger, tell me about your Chevrolet.
Well, it's a 1931 Landau Phaeton, and it was only produced between the year 1931 and part of 32. General Motors couldn't sell them. They were way too expensive. They were twice the price of a Model A Ford, so they dumped the production. And the truth is that this originally was a 5-passenger hardtop coupe, and Fisher Body grabbed a bunch of the 5-passenger coupes, cut off the top, made a convertible top with roll-up windows, and that's what makes it rare.
That is definitely rare. Now, is this the way it came from the factory, this kind of color and things?
This is the original color. It's called coffee cream. The wheels are swamp orange, and the brown color is called fawn brown. This is the only one running west of the Mississippi.
Well, you know, when I walked up, I thought this was some owner-inspired color combinations. It must have been shocking in 31 to see a car like this in these color combinations.
This color was only available for the 31 Landau Phaeton, and you could have it on a cabriolet, but it was not available for the sedans or roadsters or coupes. It was only, this car is so deluxe, it's got twin horns, twin side mounts, twin cowl lights, twin windshield wipers, and twin tail lights.
This must have been a showroom model or something for Chevrolet to brag. I can't imagine someone ordering that car.
Well, they did. They were actually slating the production for the rich kid, because the windshield folds flat, the top goes back, the windows roll down, and all the advertisements showed a very rich guy driving with 2 or 3 cuties in the car, but Chevy couldn't sell them, so they dumped them.
Well, sex always sells, but not in this case. Well, thank you for telling us about your car. It's
welcome.
a gorgeous example. I appreciate you telling us today.
You.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
Okay. Roger wanted to show you the original heater in there, the first hot water heater Chevrolet made, and it resembles a gravestone marker is what they refer to that as. And he was also telling me under the hood the only way you got to shut off the hot water during the summer when it got hot is you had to open the hood, pull the heater hoses off, and put corks in them. That was before solenoids and valves that turn it off automatically. Once again, a very original, rare, almost one of a kind in my book, 31 Chevrolet. I had to stop and talk to Stephanie about her 65 Rambler because I made the mistake of thinking it was a Dodge Dart. Stephanie, this is your mom's car. It's in great condition. Why don't you tell me about it?
It is my mom's car, and it has 27,000 miles on it. She lived in Montecito, Santa Barbara. Only went to the grocery store with it.
So it's all original, paint, interior?
Everything original. And in fact, it's so original that we even have a cigarette with her lipstick on it in the ashtray.
Well, that's great. I have my dad's Corvette, and I kept a pack of Camels in the glove compartment just to remember him, too.
There you go. And my husband is with long-term health care, and so we have this really fun sign that says, I've been
around a long time.
Night.
Long-term health care by John.
Harborn, right.
And this is my mother, the car. I love it. And what made your mom buy such a sporty car at the time? It's got bucket seats. It's just really a neat car.
It's amazing. I don't know. She's always loved convertibles. She's always had a convertible, and this was her last car.
Right. And it's a V8 under the hood?
I don't know, John. It's a V6, right?
Six-cylinder. Okay, it's a six-cylinder, and it's got to be pretty rare. You don't see that many Nash Ramblers around, and I can't remember. We've done a lot of car shows. I don't think I've seen another convertible in this good a condition.
And it's one of the originals that have the power brakes and power steering.
Wow, that's a really great option of time. Well, Stephanie, thanks for talking to us on Live Car Shows. We hope to see you at another show soon.
Be fun.
You bet. Thank you. Look at the visors, even got detail on them. What a neat car. It is a beautiful day out here in the Agora Hills for the 22nd annual Westlake Village Car Show. Agora Hills is a really nice part of Southern California, and there's a lot of car shows out here. This isn't our first, and I'm sure it won't be our last. You're looking at a real nice row of cars in the car show today. I think we're going to work our way down here, and we're going to look at this 1931 Model A Ford. We just looked at a Chevy. Now we'll look at Ford's version of the 31. Earlier, we were looking at the 31 Chevrolet, and this is the 31 Ford. It was the competition for that Chevrolet we looked at. And I remember he was telling us the reason it outsold the Chevrolet because this car new was only $580. I mean, this is deluxe. It's got twin running lights. It's got a convertible. These cars were flying off the showroom floor when they were new, I'm sure. We've seen a lot of big blocks shoved under engines, but this is one of the smallest engines I think I've ever seen on a car. It's got the little lift-up hood like the Corvette, but this is a Saab, a 1974, and this is Joe's car, one of many he owns. Joe, tell me about this car. It's quite rare and unusual.
This is a 1974 Saab Sonnet. This is the last year of the Sonnet. This is the one with the big bumpers on it, and it's all fiberglass. It's front-wheel drive. The engine sits in front of the front axle, and it's pretty lightweight. It has a built-in roll bar, and it has a pretty unique interior in it. And it's got the manhole wheel covers, and I think it weighs about 1,500 pounds, and it goes pretty good. I've never had it in the snow, but I'm sure that's what it was made to do. So,
really, this was meant to go in the snow. Now, this is an import, obviously. What was the idea behind this car, do you think, when they brought it over here?
This was their sports car. Everybody's in the sports cars in the 60s, and I think they started about 62, and this was the last year before they, I think the next year they would have had added catalytic converters, and they said, oh, we can't put that in it, and it went the way of all the other foreign sports cars.
So this has got to be a pretty rare car, I think.
Yeah, pretty rare, very rare. Yeah, it's you rarely see them on the street anymore. I've seen one other parked in a parking lot that looks like it belongs to a dentist or somebody down in Redondo Beach, but that's the only other one I've seen on the street.
Wow.
I try to drive it like a couple of times a year.
Well, Joe was telling me the reason he brought this car out today is he had 5 sleeping kids at home, and this is the quietest one he can sneak out of the driveway out of his collection. Well, Joe, thank you for talking about your
Thank you
Saab.
very
I
much.
appreciate it. Check us out on Live Car Shows.
Very good, thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Since I've been doing the car shows, it always amazes me how many automobiles were built with multiple carburetors. Once again, here's a 1955 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and it's a little hard to see, but it's got the Batwing air cleaner, and it looks like at least 2 4-barrel carbs under that hood in 1955. Now, again, as Steve pulls back, you'll probably see why they needed all that horsepower and all those carburetors on this car. This was Detroit steel at its finest. Nice two-door, two-tone Coupe de Ville, 1955. Well, I don't think this one's street legal. They must be heading for a trailer. It's just not cars at the 22nd Annual Westlake Village Auto Show, but we have vendors, both food, collectibles. The Ventura County Star is here, American Tire. It's great to see the vendors and sponsors come out to the show. Great turnout by everybody.
We got the memorabilia up there we can donate to you. And any questions you ask me, I mean, I can...
We always like to talk to the vendors here on Live Car Shows, and this is Michelle. She's with the Scarlet Bell. Michelle, tell us about your booth here.
Well, today we're marketing the Scarlet Bell Riverboat. It's the newest boat here in the Channel Islands Harbor. It's a 150 passenger boat, and we're excited about it because it's brand new, built for the harbor and Channel Islands.
And it's dinner cruises?
Yeah, dinner cruises, corporate events, weddings, anything you can imagine.
Well, I think that's really neat. There's nothing like an evening out on the water. And what else do you have here at your booth?
We also have Bumper to Bumper, which is our auto detailing shop, and right here. She will tell more.
Okay, what's your auto detailing, right?